welcome back to another video. So today what I'm going to be showing you is the inner workings of this calculator and basically all the different parts of it. So at the front here we've got the display, pretty simple. Just use BCD input and convert it to a 7-segment display. If you want further detail on that, just look it up online. It's very simple. So here over this kind of section right here, this is a what this does is this section right here, this separates out the inputs, so you can choose to input it to A or B. If this light is on, then it goes to B, but if it's off, then it goes to A. This section right here takes in the 4-bit takes in the BCD input and stores it in D flip-flops. Very simple D flip-flop, one line, tileable. And not tileable, you need one space in between. But then what it does is it takes the input, sends it when this clock signal comes in, as all D flip-flops do. And when that happens, it stores it in and outputs it to a 7-segment display. But when you input another number in, it shifts it over to here, where it then saves the number into the next slot and puts a new number into the first slot. So that way you can shift the number over by one. The exact same module is down here, and so you use the /clone command. So you can see them in the exact same spot. This part down here is just to decipher the inputs, I think it was. Yeah, it was to stop the inputs going through or not. I think I just set that to default or something. Anyway, I don't really remember what I did here, but I did something and just cloned it up here as well. Over here we have the BCD input, and it converts it to binary. The formula for this is in the description, or algorithm, whichever word you like better. I need to turn this music down, it's too much. So it's all in the description below. So after it does the conversion, it goes down here, same thing on the second layer. Then it goes down here, then it separates out the A and B input. I have to do some tricky stuff here. Then it goes into the addition over here. Very simple. Uses uses an XOR gate to produce an output and an AND gate to produce a carry. Then there's another XOR gate that one of the inputs is the carry and the other input is from the previous XOR gate, and then that's how that goes through. What this is a kind of lock. It's a NOR gate with one input inverted. So if one of those inputs is turned on, then you'll lock it. Subtraction over here, use the addition, XOR and addition. So if there is you invert the B input, and if the carry out is off, then invert the output and add 1. But that would only happen if the answer is negative, and then what this line is it just sends it off all the way up here to the negative symbol at the front. Next we have multiplication, and what that is it just uses a shift and add. That is the formula in basics. So it takes each bit of the A input, and if it's true, then it will send an input to all of these AND gates and basically pass B input through. Then there's another AND gate for the next bit of, so you can see it takes the bit 1 and bit 2 here to the AND gates, and then if that happens, oh yeah, these ones are shifted over by 1. See here, that's why there's that shift. And the first one here is centered output. So you can see all the way over there, there's the output, and it's represented by glowstone lamps. That pattern continues, again you'll be in the description. And here we have the dividers, conditional subtraction. What this does is basically if the answer is negative, do not subtract, but just send the A input to the output. And that's basically it. And then, yeah, it just takes each bit separately, so it moves this whole unit over by 1, then again, and so on. Up here we've got a square root. What the square root does is it uses the same module as the divider, and then but it has a fixed input. So you can see a fixed input, this one will be on, and then basically if the answer is positive, if the answer is positive, then just send output and send a pulse or a true value to the next one. So this is like the overflow thingy, or if the input is too much, so it will always subtract this one and then it will put this one here. So if we just follow this line, each of these units is the exact same as the first one there. So it just moves it over by 1 again, and then this line comes from if the answer is positive to this. And so it just does that again and shifts over again by 1. So same thing again. This line comes from the very first one, this one comes from the second one, and this one's the third one. And then there is a remainder. So if you want to continue this one, you can just continuously shift the thing by 2 and have zeros as inputs, and it will continue into binary decimals. Then over here we have the binary to BCD converter. So what it does is it takes if the answer is, or if the input is 4 or more, no, if it's more than 4, add 3 and then shift over by 1, and then this line here, if it's more, it will just go into the next one. So it will be in the description for you to have a look at, and just continues like that. And then you have your input and then 7 segment display over here with 4 of them, and plus your negative, and that's basically how it works. If you're interested to look into this even more, with more detail, there will be a download link in the description. So thanks for watching, that'll be it.